Welcome, dear viewers, to a realm where shadows dance and whispers echo with ancient dread. Here on the precipice of the unknown, we gather to explore the chilling tales that haunt the darkest corners of our world. Tonight we journey to the mist-shrouded moors and windswept cliffs of Ireland, a land steeped in folklore and legend. Prepare yourselves, for we are about to unravel the mysteries of the Banshee, a harbinger of death whose mournful cries chill the very marrow. 3 tales await us, each more unsettling than the last. So draw close, turn down the lights, and steel your nerves as we delve into the chilling world of the Banshee. Picture, if you dare, a quaint Irish village, nestled amidst rolling green hills, where the landscape is as timeless as the legends that haunt it. The air is thick with the scent of peat smoke, and a gentle rain falls, casting an eerie glow upon the cobblestone streets, making them glisten like 1,000 tiny mirrors. Night has fallen, and a hush falls over the village as its inhabitants slumber peacefully in their beds, unaware of the spectral presence that lurks in the shadows. But listen closely, for a chilling sound pierces the silence, a sound that seems to come from another world. A mournful wail filled with an unspeakable sorrow echoes through the empty streets, reverberating off the stone walls and filling the night with dread. It is a sound that sends shivers down the spine, a sound that speaks of impending doom, a harbinger of death that no one can escape. This is the cry of the Banshee, a woman shrouded in mystery, her origins lost to the mists of time, her presence a constant reminder of mortality. Some say she is the spirit of a woman who died in childbirth. Her cries a lament for the life she never got to experience, a sorrow that transcends the grave. Others believe she is a fairy, bound to announce the deaths of mortals, a duty she performs with a mournful dedication. But no matter her true nature, one thing is certain: to hear her wail is to know that death is near, an inescapable fate that chills the soul. The villagers, their sleep disturbed by the chilling cries, huddle in their beds, fear gripping their hearts, each one praying that the wail is not meant for them. They know that someone they love is about to breathe their last, a realization that fills them with a profound sense of dread. The wailing continues throughout the night, each cry more heart-wrenching than the last, a relentless reminder of the fragility of life. As dawn approaches, the cries fade away, leaving behind an eerie silence, a silence that is almost as unsettling as the wails themselves. The villagers emerge from their homes, their faces pale and drawn, their eyes filled with a mixture of fear and resignation. They gather in the village square, their eyes searching for any sign of who among them has been marked for death, each one dreading the discovery. And then they see it. A single black ribbon tied to the door of the O'Malley cottage, a silent testament to the Banshee's visit. The Banshee's cries have claimed another soul, leaving the village to mourn yet another loss, a cycle of sorrow that seems never-ending. Our next tale takes us to a desolate stretch of Irish coastline, where the waves crash against jagged cliffs, their roar a constant reminder of nature's raw power. The relentless sea, with its untamed fury, has long been a source of both sustenance and fear for the people who live along these rugged shores. It is here, amidst the salt spray and the cries of seabirds, that a young fisherman named Sean sets sail on a stormy night. The sky is a tumultuous canvas of dark clouds, and the wind howls like a banshee, foretelling the ominous events that are about to unfold. As darkness descends, a thick fog rolls in, enveloping his small boat in an eerie silence. The once familiar sea becomes an alien landscape shrouded in a mist that seems to swallow all sound and light. Suddenly, Sean hears a sound that chills him to the bone. It cuts through the silence like a knife, a haunting melody that seems to come from the very depths of the ocean. It is a low moan, carried on the wind, a sound filled with an unspeakable sadness. The mournful wail seems to echo the sorrow of countless lost souls, and Sean feels a shiver run down his spine. He strains his ears, listening intently, his heart pounding in his chest. The sound grows louder, more insistent, as if calling out to him, drawing him into its ghostly embrace. And then he sees her, emerging from the mist like a spectre from a nightmare. Her form is both ethereal and terrifying. A ghostly figure shrouded in mist, her long white hair flowing behind her like a shroud. She seems to float above the water, her presence both otherworldly and mesmerizing. Her eyes, glowing with an eerie light, seem to pierce through the fog, fixing Sean with a chilling gaze. They are eyes that have seen centuries of sorrow and despair, and they hold him captive with their unearthly glow. Terror grips Sean's heart as he realizes that he is in the presence of the Banshee. The tales he had heard as a child, whispered in hushed tones by the fireside, now come rushing back to him with horrifying clarity. Her mournful cries, now echoing all around him, seem to beckon him closer, to drag him down into the depths of the sea. The sound is almost hypnotic, a siren's call that promises both doom and solace. He tries to turn his boat to escape the ghostly apparition, but it is too late. The fog thickens, and the sea seems to conspire against him, pulling him back towards the spectral figure. The Banshee's cries grow louder, more insistent, her presence filling him with an overwhelming sense of dread. It is as if the very air around him is charged with her sorrow, pressing down on him with an unbearable weight. The fog swirls around the boat, and Sean catches a glimpse of the Banshee's face. Her eyes lock onto his, and he feels a coldness seep into his very soul. It is a vision of both beauty and horror, her features twisted in a mask of eternal sorrow. Her face is a haunting reminder of the pain and loss that she embodies, a visage that will be forever etched in Sean's memory. Sean closes his eyes, bracing himself for the inevitable. He knows that there is no escape, that the Banshee's lament is a harbinger of his doom. He knows that he has been marked for death, that the Banshee's cries are his final lament. The realization settles over him like a shroud, and he feels a strange sense of acceptance wash over him. The next morning, Sean's boat is found washed up on the shore, empty and battered by the storm. The once sturdy vessel is now a broken shell, a silent testament to the night's horrors. The villagers, their faces etched with fear and sorrow, know that the sea has claimed another victim. They gather on the shore, mourning the loss of one of their own and whispering prayers for his soul. Our final journey into the realm of the Banshee takes us to a grand old castle, its crumbling walls bearing witness to centuries of history and tragedy. The stones themselves seem to whisper tales of sorrow and loss, echoing the lives of those who once walked its halls. Within its walls lives Lord Fitzgerald, proud and wealthy man, whose lineage stretches back through the annals of time. Known for his lavish parties and his disregard for the superstitions of his ancestors, he revels in the opulence of his surroundings, often mocking the old tales of spirits and omens. One stormy night, as Lord Fitzgerald entertains a group of guests in his grand hall, the air thick with laughter and the clinking of glasses, a sudden gust of wind slams open the doors, sending a chill through the room. The candles are extinguished, plunging the room into an eerie darkness, as if the very shadows have come alive. A collective gasp escapes the guests as a chilling sound pierces the silence, a sound that seems to come from the depths of the castle itself. It is a high-pitched wail, filled with an unearthly sorrow, a lament that chills the blood and freezes the soul. The sound claws at the very edges of their sanity, a harbinger of doom that none can ignore. Panic erupts as the guests stumble about in the darkness, their movements frantic and uncoordinated. Their cries of fear mingle with the Banshee's mournful wail, creating a cacophony of terror that reverberates through the hall. Lord Fitzgerald, his face pale with terror, stands frozen, his mind racing with the realization of what is happening. He orders his servants to relight the candles, his voice trembling with fear and urgency. As the flickering candlelight slowly pushes back the darkness, the room takes on an otherworldly glow. The guests see her, a spectral figure, ethereal and haunting, standing at the head of the table. She hovers near the head of the table, her presence both mesmerizing and terrifying. Her long white hair flows around her like a shroud, moving as if caught in an invisible breeze. Her eyes, glowing with an eerie light, fix upon Lord Fitzgerald, and he feels a cold dread grip his heart. He knows that the Banshee has come for him, that her presence is a sign of his impending doom. She points a ghostly finger at him, her expression one of sorrow and inevitability. The clock ticks towards midnight, each second a reminder that his time on earth is drawing to a close. The guests watch in horror as the Banshee's form begins to fade, her mournful cries growing fainter as she retreats into the shadows. Her wail, a A final lament echoes through the hall, leaving a lingering sense of dread. Lord Fitzgerald, his face now ashen, stumbles back from the table, his mind reeling with the realization of his fate. He stumbles back from the table, his legs weak and unsteady. His eyes are wide with terror, the image of the Banshee burned into his mind. He knows that he has been marked for death, that the Banshee's cry is his final warning. The next morning, Lord Fitzgerald is found dead in his bed, his face frozen in a mask of terror. The villagers whisper amongst themselves, their voices hushed with fear and awe. The Banshee has claimed another soul, her presence a reminder of the thin veil between life and death. The villagers whisper amongst themselves, their voices hushed with fear and awe. The Banshee has claimed another soul, her presence a reminder of the thin veil between life and death. The Banshee has claimed another soul. And so, dear viewers, our journey into the eerie world of the Banshee comes to an end. We have delved into the depths of Irish folklore, exploring the chilling tales of this harbinger of death. But remember, these are just stories passed down through generations, meant to send shivers down our spines and make us question the darkness that lies just beyond our perception. If you enjoyed this descent into the macabre, be sure to show your appreciation with a like and subscribe to our channel for more explorations of the unknown. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and beware the cry of the Banshee.